Welcome back, strangers. Today, we're investigating a strange monster that has been terrorizing inhabitants of the New England area. The following stories recount experiences with this unknown creature. However, the authors wish to remain anonymous. In August 2014, a man was minding his own business, flying his drone around the New Hampshire countryside. He maneuvered his drone, videoing the landscape and landmarks until nightfall, when he decided it was a good time to pack up and go home. Little did he know that he had captured something terrifying during his flight. Upon reviewing the footage, he noticed a dark, humanoid figure on top of a barn he had flown over. The figure seemed to have dramatically elongated arms and legs, and moved across the roof in an abnormal, almost spider-like manner. He studied the film and showed it to his friends. Some claimed it was merely a shadow or hole in the roof, while another pointed out that the figure resembled a human-like creature on all fours. Though the experience was unsettling, the man continued his life, dropped the idea, and moved forward. That is, until a few days later. Suddenly, one night, his dog began barking continuously on the west side of his house. This went on for hours, as the dog continued while moving to the south side of his house. The man eventually got fed up with the noise and went to stop his dog. When he found him, the dog was at the front door, paws on the door, snarling at whatever he thought was on the other side. The man turned on the front lights, but nothing was there. Again, he shook it off, took the dog to the basement, and went to sleep. The next day, the man's nephew, who had been staying the weekend, began drawing and decided to hang his picture on the refrigerator. The picture contained a dark humanoid figure with elongated limbs crawling up the driveway of the man's house. Startled, the man asked his nephew what exactly he had drawn. The boy replied, "It's the monster that was outside our house last night." He then went on to say that the dog's barking was the only thing keeping the monster out of the house, and that afterwards the monster climbed on top of the roof but was unable to find a way in. Startled, the man asked, "Why is it trying to get in?" To which his nephew replied,
"You made it angry. You took its picture."
Unfortunately, it didn't end there. The following day, the neighbor from across the street confronted the man, saying that her daughter had begun drawing pictures depicting a black humanoid monster sitting on top of the man's roof, staring the neighbor's house down. A week later, the man decided to fly his drone again, this time at the local skate park. While there, he received a call from his sister.
"Why is Kyle drawing black monsters hiding at the foot of your bed? He keeps drawing pictures of a man he says is you sleeping while a giant spider monster of some kind watches you from across the room."
Disturbed and in a state of paranoia, the man packed up his drone and went to leave. However, as he left, he noticed a dark figure emerge from behind one of the skate ramps. He began to sprint out of the park and back to the parking garage to find his car. He tried to convince himself that he was just overreacting, but as he got to the parking garage elevator, he noticed a hooded figure walking towards him. Convinced he was overreacting, he held the door open for the hooded man. The man walked in, the doors closed, and the nightmare began. The hooded figure contorted its body, falling backwards on its arms and legs. The lights on the elevator flickered on and off repeatedly as the creature continued contorting its body. As the doors finally opened, the man saw the monster's red eyes staring at him. He dropped his drone's case and ran. Though the details of this story seem far-fetched, he was not the only person that seems to have come in contact with this monster. Another source said that she was putting up a fence with her father at their farm. She and her father left to tend different areas of the farm when the girl began feeling an odd sense of paranoia, as if she was being watched. She proceeded to their chicken coop to see if the chickens were acting weird in any way. When she entered the coop, she found all of her chickens dead and drained of their blood, as if they had been punctured and drained dry. Following the incident, the girl's father decided to set up trail cameras around their property to catch a glimpse of whatever could have been the culprit. The following day, they looked through the camera and found an image of pale eyes staring into the lens. That night, the girl and her father began hearing noises coming from their roof. In an attempt to fend off what they thought was the creature, her dad grabbed his gun and ran outside of the house. Less than a minute passed and the girl's father rushed back inside, bolted the doors, and told his daughter, "Delete the picture." The girl asked why, wondering what was going on. Her father, terrified, whispered, "It told me to." The lore of the Longlegs monster is generally unknown to the public, but its origins could lie in mythology from other cultures. In Japanese lore, there exists a creature known as the Ashinaga Tenaga, which has extremely exaggerated limbs. There's also a legend around the New England area of the United States known as the Dover Demon, which is depicted as an infant-like creature with unproportionally long arms and legs. Could the Longlegs monster be one of these mythical creatures? Possibly an undocumented animal? Or perhaps there truly is something to fear lurking in the New England countryside, just waiting for the next unfortunate soul to catch a glimpse. Thanks, strangers, for watching. This video was suggested to us by the one and only Unit 522, who also has a great Longlegs monster video you should check out. If you'd like to suggest a topic for us to cover, let us know in the comments and on our social media, and we'll feature your suggestion at the end of that video. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and remember, stay strange.